stop it. Stop sleeping on it. Today we are going to do a very soft, everyday, wearable makeup look. I actually did this look last week. I wore it to work and I uploaded like my makeup of the day to my Instagram stories, and quite a few of you really enjoyed or like loved the look, and one of you suggested that I actually film this for YouTube, and I thought, why not? We don't do a lot of really soft, work-friendly looks around here. So today I'm using the Natasha Denona Retro palette because that's what I used the other day. You can obviously use this palette if you have it, but if you don't even stress. This look is so easy to recreate with any palette you have in your collection, and I'll tell you like how when we go to do that look, or like when we go to do the eyeshadow, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're just gonna zoom in, have a good old time, put some makeup on, have a little chitty chat and enjoy ourselves basically. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you. Now if it does, don't forget to do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's zoom on in and put some makeup on. Okay, so we're gonna do eyes first. I wasn't planning on doing eyes first because on the everyday I would quickly throw my base on, and then depending on how much time I have left, I would like create my look from there. But I just tried to do my foundation and I think something about my skin today didn't like it. So I just had to wash it off and like redo my skincare. So we're gonna let my skincare sit for a minute and we're gonna do the eyes. You guys have been asking in my DMs for my skincare, like prep before makeup. It will come, I promise, just not today. So this look was super easy to create, you guys, like so easy to create. Now I have primed with my NARS primer. I always prime, it doesn't matter how much time I have. If I'm going to put an eyeshadow or even a like bronzer through the creases, like I will prime my lids. I just find it lasts so much longer throughout the day, especially with hooded eyes. So we're going into old retro here. I love retro. I feel like retro is so like divided amongst a lot of you. I feel like some of you are like, oh no, I don't need it, and others are like, oh, I just love it so much. But it is a very good quality, beautiful palette. I would just say, if you're thinking about picking it up, will you wear these tones regularly? I say that about every palette. If you're looking at it and you're like, I don't know, is it worth it? Will you wear the colors regularly? And if you will, then it probably is, because you'll wear it, you know? Now, the first color that we're going into is we're just gonna dip into Mod right here. This is just a very like, it's a slight pastel, very slight pastel pink. This is my Delium Tools Fluffy Blending Brush, and I'm just going to run this through the crease just to lightly set it. I always do this if there's this color of a shade in the palette. I just like to do that. Now, if you don't have this palette, my friends, don't you fret your pretty little faces. Use any colors you like. Basically, all we're using is, we might be using 4 shades, I can't remember actually, as we go along, but you just need, you can tailor it. I'll tell you, don't you worry. So now I'm going into my Delium Tools 776, and we're gonna dip into this shadow right here, which is called Nude Mauve. It's just a very light transition shade. So if you're following along with a different palette, just pick a light light transition shade. Think like how I use the taupe shade in Subliminal all the time. Something like that, you know what I mean? Just any color like that. And we're just going to very softly fluff this through the crease. So I'll wiggle a little bit on the outer corner here just to create some dimension for my hooded eyes. And then I'll slowly bring it forward. I do not go super slow or anything like this for this look, because one, I'm genuinely in a rush, especially because I had to wash my makeup off. But two, if I'm like doing this for work, which is exactly what I would be creating this eye look for, or to go to lunch or something like that in the day or whatever, you know what I'm doing. I generally don't have hours and hours to sit there to blend and create looks and all that kind of stuff. The shadow that we're going into now is Groove, which is this one right here. So you could go into this one as well. This one's a cream to powder formula, so that's why I'm going into this one, just because I used a powder formula here. They do work well together, it just takes a little bit, sometimes a little bit more finessing. So we're going into Groove, and I'm not picking up too much of this color. I just want to deepen the crease a little bit. Oh, I have something in this eye and it is driving me nuts. And then I'm taking my Refa 14, which you know I love, and I'm just really softly using this color to deepen the crease. Again, if you are using a different palette, just pick a deeper shade. It doesn't have to be like super deep. It could just even be like ever so slightly deep, just to create some dimension in the look like we normally do, you know what I mean? Or you could just leave it with the transition shade and really create a really soft look. Now I'm just going back into Nude Mauve and I'm just gonna blend that darker groove shade out a little bit more. Honestly, this is taking a little bit longer than it would if I was doing this for work, because I'm probably trying to make it a little bit nicer. Like if I was going to work, I probably wouldn't be so fussy about the blending, you know, because people don't really, they don't care. At work, they don't care. Okay, so now I'm just taking a rougher number 12. It's just a dome. You could use a shader brush, but you can really use any brush for this step. So what color did I go into? Yeah, so now I went into this shade right here, which is called Andy. So this was an all matte look that I did. I really like to do all matte looks for work, to be honest. And I just quite honestly patted this all over the lid. Like I would put a metallic shade down, I just put this down and created that lighter dimension. Also, I am putting together a like quick 10-minute makeup look that will be coming shortly too, so keep an eye out for that on the channel. I've got lots of ideas and not enough time, so bear with me. You can see how haphazardly I literally put that shadow on. You don't need to worry about it because it's a matte. When you go to finesse like the edges and stuff, I probably put it on a little bit too haphazardly, but see how that just fixed it up? Easy. So we've just gone back into groove with that Refa 14, just deepening the outer corner again. See? Very, very quick and easy and done. So we're gonna leave the eyes there for now because they're pretty much done. And we're gonna move on to our base makeup. So let's do that, shall we? I'm taking my Pat McGrath primer. I don't know what it is. I've been saying this in the last couple of videos, but this makes my makeup look really good. I don't know what it is about this. I thought it was just like nothing special, but I'm eating my words. I really am. I'm not just saying that because it's Pat either. I really didn't think this primer did anything special, but it does for some reason. Today I'm taking a foundation I haven't used in a little hot minute, but it's nearly run out, so hopefully we have enough left. This is the L'Oreal True Match foundation. I really, really like this. This is in the shade 2N. I think it's, yeah, 2N Vanilla. I haven't used this in a little while, but I do really like it. It's nearly empty. And I thought this would be nice. This is a really nice everyday natural looking foundation. It's not heavy on the skin, very soft looking. I don't use a lot of drugstore products, as you guys know. But I will say I love a drugstore foundation. I really do. I think that they, especially L'Oreal, has exceptional foundations and like complexion products. Let's color correct the under eyes. So we're taking my It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector. This is my fave. For concealer, I'm going to take the Uoma Concealer and the Covergirl Trublend Concealer, and I'm just going to mix them together. And I am going to, I've just got like a little palette thing here that I've mixed them together with, and I'm just going to pop them under the eyes here. Now I'm putting a little bit more on because I'm going to like use it to cover this little area right here. And I'm just gonna take a bigger brush. I have been using like a smaller blending brush lately, but because I'm in a bit of a rush and I've been liking a brush lately, I don't know who I am, but this is what I've been liking. So this is what we're doing. Concealer is on. Let's move on to cream bronzer. Now, I do have to preface this with, and I've kind of said this, I think, in a video that's already up, one of them, it'll be up soon if not, but you don't have to do all of these steps. I layer cream and then powder products on top because I have combo skin. I live in a very, very, very humid climate, and if I don't, my makeup will just slide off my face. So I really need to like do very, very thin, buildable layers so that my makeup just lasts me all day and doesn't budge. If you live in a cold climate, you probably don't need to do that right now. If you have dry skin, you probably just want to use cream products. If you have really oily skin, you might want to use a lot more powder than I do, so on and so forth. So just make sure you tailor these kind of steps to, if you're following along, which is awesome if you are. Let me know if you do ever follow along, that's so cool. But you just want to tailor these to your specific skin type because we are all a little bit different, you know, but I do my makeup to last me. I don't want it to budge, okay? So we're doing cream bronzer now, not cream contour because it's more of a softer look. So we're using my Chanel Le Beiges. Le Beiges Healthy, it's probably not even like that, it's probably Le Beiges. Actually, I don't know, but I do know that some of you are French that watch me, so let me know how to pronounce it. And secondly, I'm so sorry I butcher your language. I did try and learn French once, and my teacher literally was like, I don't think French is for you. And I'm like, I can do Italian though. Italian's a little bit easier for me than the French. I can't do the that is required for French, but I can do the for Italian. You know what I'm saying? You guys are like, what is happening? The coffee's kicking in, that's what's happening, you guys. So I'm just very softly pouncing this around the old face. We're gonna bronze up, bring some dimension back in, and then I always take my sponge that I use for my foundation because it will have a little bit of product still soaked in there, and I pounce it all over so that it like just tames it a little bit, but also it really blends it into the skin. You know what I'm saying? Let's get stuck into powdering. So I don't know what it is lately, but my under eyes, the darkness just won't cover. No matter what I do, no matter what concealer, what corrector, whatever I put on, my darkness it just will not go away. So if anyone has any tips for that, or like if there's any like facials or something I can do to help that, I don't know. I drink a lot of water, I get sleep, I don't know what it is, the darkness just hates me. Anyway, we're taking my Pat under eye powder like I normally do. We're setting. I'm taking Kosas Cloud Set in Airy for just to press this underneath my under eyes, because I do actually need to set them a bit more today. You might be asking why I'm using two different powders as well. This one has a little bit of color to it, so it's just gonna add that little bit of brightness to the area. For the rest of the face, we're using still Kosas, but in Breezy. You don't need to do all these steps, you guys, just tailor it to what you have. But if you wanna know what I really do in real life, this is it. So let's move on to powder bronzer now. Actually, that's where we're up to. I'm taking my Charlotte Tilbury one. I actually forgot that I had this for a hot minute because of the way that I have to like store it. And I was like, oh yeah, I filmed my like revisiting 2020 favorites yesterday, and I was like, yes, I need to bring this back out a bit, because my Huda and my Makeup by Mercier really has overtaken it, to be honest. I think it's just because of the way the packaging is. I can't store it in the same spot, and then you forget. This is my Units brush, by the way, the best bronzer brush. I love it. Now we're gonna do cream highlight. I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty NYMPH Glaze in Luna. Actually, I have hit pan. Can you see this? Right in the middle there. That's a little bit of pan. Very excited for me. You go, Glen Coco. I do really, really like this cream highlighter. It's so nice. I don't see many people talk about it. I don't know why. It's so nice. See? It's very natural. I know it probably doesn't look like it's natural, but it is. And it goes well over powder. Just make sure you put it on the back of your sponge and then really work it into the back of your hand and work it into the sponge like this, because otherwise the cream might bunch up. But other than that, it's perfection. See how natural? You could honestly just leave this on and it's like that beautiful subtle glow. It's gorgeous, you guys. If you're sleeping on it, stop it. Stop sleeping on it. I'm gonna set very, very softly with my Laura Mercier Celestial Light Powder. So all I do is I get it in the cap and I really work it into the end of the brush. And we're just gonna set it very lightly. But this powder is so soft. See how the subtle glow that you get from it? It's so gorgeous, and it doesn't emphasize texture. If you're someone that has a lot of texture, but you still wanna highlight, get yourself this powder because it's perfect for that. It's also perfect for work because it's so soft and subtle. It's like amazing. Blush, we're going in with Dusty Morph from my friend, Makeup by Mario. He's not really my friend, I wish. I bloody wish. And I'm going to rub it into the back of my hand here, like so. I'm gonna take my marble brush from BH Cosmetics and like stipple like so that it really works into the brush. And then I'm just gonna really softly, and when I say softly, go soft and then go even softer, very softly tap it in here. Just want a really subtle flush of color. Like so. You might not even be able to see it on camera, but in real life you can, but it's just very subtle, and it's just going to, again, extend the longevity. But you might be someone as well that maybe wants to powder, right? But you don't want to put, like, you want to set your face, but you don't want to put a lot of powder products on top because you prefer the finish of creams. These are the kinds of products that you could use, like the Huda Beauty one, this Makeup by Mario one, over the powder. So your products and like your base is completely set and not going to budge, but then your actual like blush and etc. look just so natural because they're like cream on the powder. So that's why I really like cream products that go over powder. This is in Desert Rose. Very, very soft and pretty. And we're just going to set that cream one. See? Lovely. This is a Makeup by Mario F2 brush, by the way. So now we're gonna set the face. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Powder. I'm actually gonna spray it into my sponge here. And I'm going to set the outer perimeter of my face with it. Now, the other setting spray that I use, again, completely optional, but I just really find that this setting spray is magical and I don't know why people don't use it, especially if you're oily. This is the Tatcha, the Satin Skin Mist. I just put this in my T-zone. It's like a liquid powder setting spray, and my God, it extends my makeup wear and my oils. Like, it's amazing. I love it. I don't know why people don't talk about this. I know they always talk about the dewy one, but some of us can't use the dewy one, okay? And this one just is like, oh, it's just magical. Let's finish the lower lash line. So we've got my retro palette here. So all I'm gonna do is take a little shader brush. We're gonna go into this color right here, which is Nude Mauve. And we will softly do this. I'm gonna ever so softly tap into Groove, which is that second shade we use, and I'll just lightly do this on the outer corners really softly, just to marry them a teensy bit, but not a lot. I don't want it to be super dark. And then I'm just going into Mod here on a Luna Beauty 6 brush, and this is gonna be my inner corner highlight. I don't want a shiny highlight on the everyday, but I like to brighten the area a little bit, especially because I have so much darkness on my under eyes. That's it. I do not put eyeliner on. You could absolutely put eyeliner on, but a lot of the time with work I won't. I just have really sensitive eyes, especially looking at a computer screen all day. So I'm just going into my Rare Beauty mascara. This is the mascara that I use on the everyday. It doesn't budge, it doesn't flake, but it's also one of those tubing ones. So at the end of the day in the shower, I just need to activate it with hot water and it just washes off. So it's not like really irritating or anything like that. So I'm going to put this on. So I just quickly went and did my hair. Let's go ahead and do our lips. I'm gonna use Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk to line my lips. If I'm going to work, I 100% line my lips and do all this so that my makeup, my lipstick lasts as long as possible. And I always pick a lipstick that is like really easy to throw on throughout the day and I don't need to like do a lot of fuss. If my like lip liner wears off or whatever, I can just throw it back on. So these are the products that I use for that. I'm using the Givenchy Sheer Velvet lipstick in number 10. I love these lipsticks. If I could have every shade, I would. I really, really love them. I think they're expensive, but I really think they're worth the money. They're so beautiful on the lips. They're just, and so fuss-free. Absolutely perfect. I love that lip combo. It is gorgeous. It's like Pillow Talk was made for that shade. So let me zoom you guys back just so you can see the actual finished look, and then we're done. So just a jiffy. And this is the finished makeup look. What do we think? Is this soft and work friendly for you guys? Let me know in the comments down below if this is more of an everyday soft glam that you would wear. I know it's a lot of steps. Like I said, I do that because of my combo skin and like the humidity where I live. You might not need to do as many steps, or you might just like me. I also kind of do it because I freaking love makeup and want to put as much on my face as possible, but still have it looking natural. So I just find this works really well for me in that instance. So hopefully, I think the base looks good. I think it all looks really natural and soft, especially in real life. I might even look a little pale to you guys just because in real life it's very soft and natural. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you're watching till this point, you know you're an absolute legend. I appreciate you more than anything. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.